Your biggest challenge, most guys wouldn't think of this, your biggest challenge when you bring a girl here on a fiancé visa is going to be boredom. One of the biggest myths about these women is that they're dying to get out of their country and get into ours. 99% of the time, that's completely not true. They will come to our country. They will come to your country because you're falling in love. You're a couple who is in love, and it makes most sense most of the time that the girl is going to come to the guy's country because that's where he thrives, that's where he's rooted, that's where he works, that's where he earns an income upon which everything depends. So most of the time the women, they'll join an agency, maybe not knowing all of the answers to all of the questions that are going to come up, but in their heart, they'll basically rationalize, if I fall in love with a guy, I'm not here to just fall in love with anybody, but if I do fall in love with the right person, I would definitely relocate in order for us to be together rather than to lose that love once we create it. But I also know that it's hard for women to do that. Their families are always concerned about them. If they have a child, you're taking a child away from grandparents and aunts and uncles and that kind of thing. And they want the woman to be able to travel back home as often as possible, whatever that is. Once a year, once every 18 months, something like that, just to maintain those family relations and just to be together. If you have the ability to hang out in her country for any period of time, I think most women are going to be really thrilled about that. What are the biggest challenges after she's arrived and settled in? It's interesting. Your biggest challenge, most guys wouldn't think of this. Your biggest challenge when you bring a girl here on a fiancé visa is going to be boredom. So it's going to take a little bit of time before she's able to work. You are probably going to go to work and come home every day, and she'll be waiting. She has a child to care for, a child who's in school, meals to cook, that sort of thing. That'll definitely help her a lot. But it's challenging for women when they first come here if they can't work right away. She'll be able to work eventually, but you may need to find a way to just kind of keep her occupied and keep her busy a little bit. And again, if she has a child, that's certainly going to help her a lot. If you have friends who have wives from her neck of the woods, some of your tour partners, for example, may also be having fiancés from your tour and therefore from her city. Can you establish an online network so that you can all communicate with each other very, very easily? The reality is you'll be two people who are falling in love, and wanting to spend your future together. So whatever comes up, you'll get through. You just have to be compassionate, understanding the fact that you're asking and anticipating what her needs might be when she comes here. Very, very important. She's going to want to have good communication with her family back home. They talk to their mom every day, man, every day. It's very, very, very important to them, very close to their mothers. So communication is really, really important as well. How do the women transition when they move to other countries? So the women will transition when they come to our country from their country, but there are cultural changes that are going to challenge them to some extent. Language might challenge them, so we need to learn the language. They're going to be isolated. It's going to be hard to talk to people. So to a certain extent, some of the elements in our diet are going to be a little tricky for them to digest, but you can help them by just allowing them to go and find what they're used to cooking and eating and join them, and it'll be fun and interesting for you. To a certain extent, they're going to want to communicate with their families back home regularly. That's not really a problem now. There are so many ways to make that possible for them, so they're going to want to do that. And at some point, they're going to want to go to work. The biggest challenge for women who come to this country from another country is not what you'd think, guys. The biggest challenge for women who come here from another country is boredom. After a couple of weeks, after a month, they're going to want to get out and do stuff. They're going to want to get out. We're going to want to work. They're going to contribute to their finances. They're going to want to, develop their life here and do the kinds of things here that they could do there wherever there was. So those are just some things that we have to anticipate and be prepared for, all of which are very, very, very navigable as long as we're prepared for them.
Join men from all over the world as they take a trip and find their future brides. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Then click on the notice bell to get notified every time we add something new.
Interested? Learn more at mexico-women.com.